Hi, I'm Rich Harvey, CEO of Propertybuyer. Today I want to talk to you about 6 costly mistakes that most buyers make. Negotiating is an art. Some people have the skills and others just don't. But when buying property, the stakes are very high and mistakes can be quite costly. First mistake is showing your cards too soon. Many of my clients who come to me because they want to avoid dealing with the awkwardness of talking to real estate agents. They hate the game playing, the psychological warfare, the uncertainty, the tension. And for those going it alone, one of their top mistakes is revealing their cards too soon. A seemingly innocent conversation can give an experienced sales agent all kinds of information. Buyers can spill the beans on their timeline, how soon they want to buy or when they need to settle, and create a sense of urgency that they need to buy. For example, they can speed up the negotiation process and pressure you if you're in a hurry. Many are also unwillingly reveal their walkaway price, or the most absolute they're willing to spend on a property. Now, sharing this information with an agent means they know how far they can push you. And in this market where it's competitive, that's a huge disadvantage. I recommend you share as little as possible. And when they ask you what it's worth, just refer to the market estimates or say, I'm just doing my research. The second mistake is not being prepared. Many buyers make an offer and sign a contract without having done any preparation for what comes next. They're suddenly caught at a long list of things to do. You need to invest some time now making sure you're ready to make your purchase process as smooth as possible. So this means a couple of things. Number 1, have your finance pre-approved before you make any offers. Number 2, have your solicitor or your conveyancer on standby to review the contract. And number 3, have your pest and builder inspector ready to go the minute you've found the right property. The third mistake I often see is people making what I call ultimatum offers. There's some instances when a polite but firm deadline can work. But that's usually in a buyer's market where the favour is in your power. But look, being overly aggressive in this market is a surefire way to put everyone offside. In Sydney at the moment, where demand is very high and supply is very tight, there's plenty of other people that agents can negotiate with. And there's a difference between being direct and being a jerk. So don't bluff unless you're able to follow through on your words. Fourth mistake is being overly emotional. Now look, buying a home is an emotional process, and try as you want when you walk through a property, you've got to imagine yourself there. Look, it's fine to like a place and want to live there, but it's dangerous when you become desperate and you really show all of those emotions to the agent. You've got to keep a cool head, otherwise you run the risk of paying more than the place is realistically worth and potentially overextending yourself. Now the fifth mistake is rushing in. Now when the market's moving, there's often a fear of FOMO, fear of missing out. But jumping in headfirst is risky, leaving you open to not really knowing what you've signed up for. You've got to complete your due diligence no matter what the market's doing. There's no deal worth doing where you're going to be caught out down the track. So you've got to look at the property and check its suitability, look at its structural integrity, and make sure it ticks all the boxes for your needs and wants. And also investigate its livability. Is there a noisy neighbour or a bright light that shines in the window, or planes flying overhead? So all of these things you've got to be aware of. You've got to look at the schools, the infrastructure, and if anything's going to negatively impact where you're going to be living with your family. The last mistake I see is making ridiculous offers. Now, if a vendor's desperate and wants a quick sale, it's pretty obvious that will be the case, but that's really the exception. And those exceptions are quite rare. Now, if you rock up to an open home for a good property in a top suburb and you just offer a stupidly low offer, you're just going to get laughed out of the room. You've got to do your homework on the property and know that it's going to be a good property for you long term, and make a sensible offer backed up by sensible research. You're far better off paying market value for something in a good area than chasing what I call an impossible bargain. Understanding the psychology and strategy of property purchasing takes experience, and a good buyer's agent can really put you in the box seat for negotiations. My name's Rich Harvey from Propertybuyer. Thanks for watching.